Honorable Chair of the Organizing Committee, APRAC 2023, Dr. Qazi Khalifuzzman Ahmed, special guest of today's event, Honorable Planning Minister, Mr. M.A. Mannan MP, guests of honor, Vice Chancellor of the University of Dhaka, Professor Dr. Muhammad Akhtaruzzaman, Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Nepal, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Khan, Country Director of CARE, Bangladesh, Mr. Ramesh Singh, distinguished delegates and participants from home and Asia Pacific region, media representatives, invited guests, Assalamu alaikum, a very good morning, Shubho Shakal. Allow me to begin by extending a very warm welcome to all the participants and delegates from Bangladesh and the Asia Pacific region joining the Asia Pacific Right to Food and Agri-Food System Conference 2023 in Dhaka. I want to congratulate Dr. Qazi Khalifuzzman Ahmed, Chair, Organizing Committee of this conference, and I also want to extend warm felicitation to all members of Right to Food Bangladesh, which is an umbrella organization comprising of almost about 1,000 organizations who are taking part in this conference. Distinguished delegates, it is only appropriate that a conference on food and agri-food system be hosted by Bangladesh because we have a success story to share on food security. Bangladesh has experienced substantial growth in agriculture, services and industrial sectors since independence. And therefore, I would like to begin by paying tribute to our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who after the War of Liberation in 1971, when the country had a very poor and fragile economy and shortage of all sorts of basic needs, especially food, after the formation of government, Bangabandhu took revolutionary steps for reformation of the agricultural sector of the country like all other sectors. He gave importance to this sector and felt that for agricultural development and gaining self-sufficiency in food production, some major changes had to be made. Thus, he put special emphasis on agricultural education, research, extension, industries and markets, and he also waived the taxes on agricultural lands, which paved the way for the agricultural development of Bangladesh. Bangladesh and its people are hardworking, and as you know that globally we have all felt and suffered the adverse effect of COVID-19 pandemic. And in this post-COVID period, when we are all focusing on building better and greener, at this critical and unprecedented time, nearly 1 in 3 people in the world, 2.37 billion, do not have access to adequate food as per FAO 2022. We need inclusive and sustainable food management for all to overcome this situation. Now, it is absolutely appropriate that we are holding this conference here in Bangladesh, and the core objective of APRAC 2023 conference is to transform and deal with the existing challenges and chart out a way forward. It aims to transform the present agri-food system and governance with more reforms to be more equitable, sustainable and climate resilient, while also furthering the right to adequate food for all. It will be a worthwhile and informative event for all the participants. I firmly believe this conference will make important contribution in dealing with issues of food security in Asia Pacific region. There has to be a vision to be forward-looking with futuristic approach, at least keeping 2050 in planning process. And that is why I want to thank all the guest speakers, resource persons, participants and experts from Asia Pacific region who have joined us here and will make valuable contribution, because I see that during the 2-day-long conference there are many sessions where there will be important discussions and deliberations on this important topic, and that will definitely pave the way forward for us, and many suggestions can be then adopted in the policy measures. Now let us have a very brief look globally and particularly focusing on Asia Pacific region to see and assess where we stand today and how we want to proceed forward. In 2012, nearly 60% of world population lived in Asia and Pacific region, 4.1 billion out of 7 billion. It is expected that by 2050, additional 1 billion people, half the global increase, will grow. The trend is also a growing urban population. From 2010, 42% urban population will be 53% by 2030 and 63% by 2050. And the urban population in 2050 is predicted to be 3.3 billion. Three main factors: population growth, urbanization, and level of income growth will have impact on need for adequate food. There may be some shifts and changes in the pattern as we proceed towards meeting the need in 2050. Consumer demand for more protein-rich and energy-dense food, while there are many pockets which are still plagued by poverty, and there is a need for special attention to ensure their food security. People living in cities, away from agricultural land, transportation, storage, packaging, value addition through food processing, ensuring regular supply will also be additional indispensable factors which have to be factored in, and food production alone will not be enough. Ensuring food safety, another phenomenon, through long storage and distribution chain, there will be overall increased food demand by 2050. These are critical challenges which we have to deal with. We have to be mindful of the fact that arable land is on decrease and quality of land is declining. Water resources for agriculture is becoming scarce each day. Climate change is a very big and important factor. It affects growing condition of different crops, fishery and livestock. Natural disaster, drought, flood, flash flood, we see them happening all the time. It is therefore critical to adopt right policies beforehand to tackle the problems and make appropriate institutional arrangements ahead. The sole purpose of having an important conference like this on right to food security in Asia Pacific region is because we want to build towards a food secure Asia and Pacific region by 2050. If that is the goal that we are aiming at, to have a secure, food secure Asia and Pacific region, then we will have to focus on the critical challenges that are here before us and what is the future looking path for us ahead. Integrated approach to food security and nutrition is necessary. Maintaining food reserve is important. Giving farmers the scope to invest in expanding production, regional cooperation, post-production services must be made efficient. These are needed reforms. Use of technology and promoting e-agriculture. Generating diversification in food production and consumption, better management of water resources, support women farmers with equal access to productive assets and market, and extensive research. These are some very humble suggestions to try and mitigate the difficult challenges that we are confronted with. The current nutritional situation in Asia and the Pacific is difficult in many areas across the region. Luckily, the advances in the region's agri-food system are changing the ways in which food is sustainably produced, marketed, and consumed. This transformation reflects a greater awareness by Asia-Pacific producers and a growing demand from consumers for healthier, more nutritious food. Furthermore, agroecological methods and family farming are critical components of promoting a sustainable and equitable systematic approach. The government of Bangladesh, under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who at the moment just is attending a food security conference in Italy, Rome. Our Honorable Prime Minister in 2008 started with a food deficit of 2.6 lakh metric ton, and then it took various steps including providing subsidy for agriculture mechanization, opening bank account for farmers at 10 taka, ensuring a disciplined fertilizer distribution system, and as a result, we not only achieved food self-sufficiency but also became a food surplus country by 2030. Bangladesh, after all, is one of the most climate vulnerable countries in the world, and climate change is a major threat to sustainable agriculture. Yet, Bangladesh and its resilient people have continued to move ahead tirelessly to attain self-sufficiency in all spheres of life. We have already put in place Delta Plan 2100. According to a report of FAO, Bangladesh is one of top 10 food-producing countries in the world. The country's production of food grains increased 49.4 million metric ton in 2022-23 fiscal year from 32.9 million metric ton in the 2008-2009 fiscal year. Now Bangladesh ranks third in the rice and fish production, second, actually in sweetwater fish, Bangladesh ranks second. Second in jute production, third in vegetable production, and sixth in potato production in the world. The contribution of agricultural sector to the GDP of Bangladesh is 11.66%. But some 40.6% of the country's workforce is engaged in agriculture. The Food Safety Act has been enacted in 2013, and Bangladesh Food Safety Authority was formed in 2015. Therefore, I firmly believe that the outcomes of the two-day Asia-Pacific Right to Food and Agri-Food System Conference will be extremely useful and helpful to chart out the way forward, to give us a concrete plan of our futuristic vision as to how we want to have Asia-Pacific region food security issue and bring in all the people who are still facing deprivation within the network and ensure food security for all. It is a very relevant, important and timely topic, and it is a very important conference. I wish every success of the conference and thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to come and share some thoughts with you on this issue. Thank you. May Bangladesh live forever. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangla.